Welcome back to Narc Tales. How are you doing today? Are you healing okay? Yes, this is a place of healing, guys. I want us to learn. So for those of you who are new to narcissistic abuse, this channel is going to be the place that you get all the understanding that you need. Trust and believe you me, I wish I had this back when I found out about narcissism in 2018, but it took years and years and years, and I'm still learning. So today, I want to piggyback off of the topic of gaslighting with a quick little story time I found on TikTok. In this short story, I'm pretty sure you guys are going to know where the gaslighting starts. And in the second short story, you'll see something called reactive abuse. Reactive abuse. We'll talk about that on another episode. For now, I hope you guys enjoy this quick little story time and learn from it.
My ex-husband wanted a divorce the same day we got married. Late night story time. My ex-husband was complaining about wanting to be a man whore the same day we got married. Yes, those were his words. After months of fighting for a monogamous marriage, I finally said, okay, go ahead, do whatever you want. I helped him set up dating apps, and he ended up not getting any attention on them. Whenever he did, he would like for me to not be around whenever he has conversations with other women on the phone, nor did he want me to see any messages between him and other women, and I respected it because I didn't care. Once it was evident that he was not going to get any attention on his own, he told me that maybe I should step out and have my own fun. I told him that I was fine and I'm perfectly satisfied with him and him only. He then proceeded to call me a 5-year-old and told me that I was immature for only wanting him. For a year, he kept bringing this idea up, and I continued to cry and decline this idea. And he proceeded to tell me that I was immature and selfish for being okay with only wanting him. Almost a year later, he decided to say that he was going to divorce me and that there was nothing I could do to save the relationship and that we were completely over. So I decided to sign myself up for dating apps. We were still living together at the time, so he saw how much attention I was getting on dating apps. I was getting a lot more than him, but I never decided to meet up with any of these guys. It was never a part of the plan. Once he saw how much attention I was getting online, he decided to take me back. But then he saw I was talking to other people and he said, you know what, continue talking to them. And I'm just like, okay, this is what you've been begging for and I'm so desperate and I want to keep you, so okay, I'll keep talking to them. The day I decided to meet up with the guy, he helped me get ready for it. He even picked out my panties. I was going to go after work, but then I get a call from him telling me that I was disgusting and not to talk to him or speak to him or he would beat the blood out of me. Those were his words. I blew the guy off immediately and came home. His reasonings for threatening to beat me up was because he said I was focused on the wrong things and chasing after boys instead of getting my shit together. Mind you, I am the only one with a job, paying his bills and mine. He proceeded to make me read my text messages aloud, and then repeated them back to me, screaming them in my face and essentially humiliating me. We are living at my grandmother's house at this point, so my grandmother is hearing everything. I tried to take my phone back, but then he threw it and then shattered it completely. He got in my face, and he kept getting in my face and screaming in my face, and I tried to push him away because I was getting overwhelmed. Then, I proceeded to have a mental breakdown and began hitting and beating myself up. He then proceeded to choke the shit out of me, and he left bruises on my neck. He then told me that I cheated on him, and I was left confused, bruised, and ashamed. And that is not where the story ends.
What to do if you are being gaslit?
Somebody asked me and said, how do you respond to somebody trying to gaslight you? This is how you respond. You look them dead in their face and tell them straight up, I know what you're doing and it's not gonna work. Simple as that. When people are trying to gaslight you, they know what they're doing. They're just trying to see if you're gonna fall for the oopsie daisy. You look them dead in their face, don't break eye contact, and you let them know straight up, I know what you're doing and it's not going to work. And you drop it. Because the more you go back and forth with them, the more they gonna feel like that they can switch your mind around. You say what you say and you be done with it. Because anybody that's gaslighting you, they got their mindset on manipulating you. They got their mindset on deflecting. And they not listening to understand you. So now you know this information. You know you talking to a brick wall. Hell, excuse my French, a manipulative brick wall at that. You get what I'm saying? You look them dead in their face and say, I know what you're trying to do, and it's not gonna work. Straight like that. You don't give people who trying to gaslight you energy, because all it's gonna do is drain you. And the more you talk to them, the more it's gonna piss you off, because you're just gonna be like, man, they really still going. They really still trying you. They will insult the arrogance of people who like to gaslight. They'll sit there in your face and continue to try to gaslight you until you just can't take it no more. Till you just say F it and walk away, or whatever the case may be. But that's what you do. Don't be giving them your energy. Don't let them drain you. They know what they're doing. Go play them games with somebody else. You're not doing that over here. You know what I'm saying? But that's how you respond.
My ex-husband was screaming at me for 12 hours, yes, 12 hours, about how I was a piece of shit and I was wrong for divorcing him. Mind you, he is the one that said that we were getting a divorce, and instead of begging him not to leave me for the 1,000th time, I decided to make him stand on it. We were living with my grandmother at the time, and she said absolutely nothing to him. Mind you, he was walking around the house screaming at the top of his lungs at me and at her. I remained quiet because I knew I'd be looked at as the crazy one if I snapped. So, I tried to keep my distance from him and ignore him the best way I could. I had to work an overnight shift, and I had no sleep in advance. I spent that night at work, sleeping on the bathroom floor in 10-minute intervals because I could not stay awake. After that shift, I came home and he instantly began yelling and screaming again. It's 8 in the morning at this point. He kept telling me that he was going to put me out of my own grandmother's house and she was going to let him. I began to pack my things and he called me a pussy for leaving. He then told me that I was either going to pay him back for the 5 years that he gave me or he was going to beat it out of me. I said nothing to him and continued packing. I actually put in my earphones to listen to my music and he ripped them out of my ears and broke them. He then got on top of me and began screaming and crying in my face. Then he started breaking my things one by one until I responded to him. Then went to break my expensive camera and I snapped. I began pushing him and jumping and screaming at the top of my lungs. I screamed to the point of pissing myself. And he was just like, yeah, in my face because he could not hide his joy from seeing me lose my fucking mind. And after 26 hours of this torment and of him screaming at the top of his lungs, by the time I snapped, that's when my grandmother decided she wanted to step in. They both called me crazy and told me to stop acting like a mental patient. I moved out that same day.
What I did! The fucking crap for you! You fucking
Understanding reactive abuse.
So the term reactive abuse is when the narcissist looks to get a rise out of you. So they'll purposely push and poke and push and poke and push and poke until you give them the exact reaction that they want. And when you give them the reaction, that's when they want to calm it down. That's when they want to act like they're all chill because, like you said, they like to play the victim. So now the roles have reversed. Instead of them being the abuser, it looks like you're the abuser. So you giving them the reaction, the response, the frustration is coming out. You're yelling, you're angry, you're upset, you're super hurt. They're gonna make it as though they're being attacked. Look at you. Look at how you act. Look at what you do. 911. I'm fearing for my life because my partner over here is giving me too much reactive abuse. They're the ones who was emotionally abusing you, verbally abusing you, physically abusing you, and now they're calling the cops on you. So again, they can look like the victim. Covert, overt, malignant narcissists, they all want the same thing. They all want to look like a victim and they all want to put everything on you. It's never their fault. It's always somebody else's fault. It's always your fault, but never their own. They're never the ones doing the things that's causing you to react the way you're reacting. They're never the fault of how you're feeling. It's always on you and they're always the victim. When it comes to going no contact, you have to make sure you're actually no contact. But if you go fully no contact, that means that you have cut them off completely. They don't have your phone number. They don't have your social media, specifically if you don't have kids. So if you do not have kids with a narcissist, then 100% no contact at all is exactly the route you should be taking. But if you do have kids with them, then that would be more so low contact. And even in those situations, if you have kids with a narcissist, you can still communicate with them only about the kids, but in a very limited way. I personally use a talking parent app, so if anything that my ex wants to talk to me about has nothing to do with our kids, he already knows he cannot talk to me about it because I have made sure he knows that I'm not dealing with his bullshit. I'm not gonna sit here and communicate with you about me and my personal life or you and your little feelings because I don't care about all that. All I care about is our kids and you taking care of them. Does he? No. Is he a good parent? No. But I am pretty much no contact right now because since I blocked him off of my phone, he can only speak to me on the app and we barely ever speak. But being no contact is really what you have to do. You have to stay away. So if you do not have kids with this person, you have to completely cut them off. And if they harass you, if they say anything, if they do anything, you should really be keeping that recorded. So having audios, recordings, having video recordings, saving text messages, anything that can help you in case you find yourself having to go to court to defend yourself or find yourself having to go to court to protect yourself. You have these things that are documented. They're very manipulative. You just gotta learn how to play the game back, but do it in a way where it doesn't affect you in your life and what you're doing, because you don't need to have them sit there playing victim when you're the one who really was the victim. So learn how to play their game by learning how to stay completely away. And the biggest thing I could tell you is learning how to control your emotions and your reactions. Hard as hell to do. Hard as hell. Like, to me, that was the hardest thing for me to do. But the way that it frees you when you control your emotions and your reactions, your responses to this individual, the freedom you feel, it's everything. Because you're completely, totally unbothered. And they're sitting there wanting you to be bothered. And you're like, I'm not worried about you at all. So learning about reactive abuse, learning about how they do this, why they do the things that they do, and staying no contact is going to help free you from this relationship. Not just physically, but mentally and emotionally as well.
Subscribe, share your voice, and join the community. You are seen, you are heard, and you are not alone.